Okay, so we've got our entry and our lobby. Now, we're going to put these other rooms in here, and you'll see we'll go through the order in which we're going to do it in. But I want you to see some things first. Notice I do not have room separation lines, but I have some areas in here. Now, let's look at what this area, this nurse's station looks like. A nice thing to do is be able to use a 3D view. Oh, I'm sorry, not the default 3D view, my bad. I'm going to do a camera view. Right, so I'm going to click on camera and I'm going to stand right here as if I'm a person, and I'm going to look down that area right there. Now I'm going to hit SD on my keyboard, and what you can see is that the residents that are in this hallway that come down here, or people that are walking around, what they see is a view to this nurse's station that's down here. And these rooms, the patient rooms, you can see they've got glass on the doors, right? So that if they lock their door for some reason, a person, the nurses, they can see in, they can see what's going on. So there has to be constant contact on them. Now that's not a Revit thing, that's a real life thing. And if the room is built properly, there's no locks on these doors anyway. Some assisted living, they have a little more privacy. Other ones, they don't have as much. Okay. Now, we know what that looks like. We see that opening at the end of this hallway, and this also allows the nurses to see in different areas. For instance, we're going to have a couple of recreation spaces. One of these is a dining space. The other one is sort of a recreation space. Now, they can both be dining recreation. They serve dual purposes. And once we come in the lobby, there's two entries. There's 2 point of entries. This person at the reception desk, that's sort of reception security, they can monitor these points all at the same time. Okay, just to give you a little more feel of what's happening here. So we're going to go ahead and put a couple more rooms in. We'll put 103 over here, or sorry, 102 over here, and 103 over here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is dining rec, and this is west, and this is dining rec. Oh, sorry. And this is the east. Now, why does that matter, people? It matters because I'm gonna pause the video so we can talk about. Okay, so we got our dining and our rec space here and here. Now the next thing we probably want to label are these little corridors in here. Now, why do we need these corridors? Well, we want some noise separation here, but we still want vision from that nurse's station. So what you'll be able to see if you put another camera view in here, if you are a nurse, what you can see is from that nurse's station all the way into that rec space. Okay? And believe it or not, that's very helpful. Being able to do this when you have elderly people, when you have children, it's very, very important to be able to do that. Okay? So let's see how we separate these areas. So I'm going to grab a room separator. Now I am going to have a separator at the center of that wall to here, at the center of this wall to here. I'm also going to have a separator in this space here. Okay. I'm going to have a separator, from this space to here. Right. I'm going to have a separator from this space to here. I'm going to come to the end of this hall and have a separator from this space to here. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to have a separator from this space to right here. I've got separators here, here. So now this corridor is exactly that. It's a corridor. Now, look at this. This is a storefront. Do you think I'm going to need a separator there? Probably not, but we'll see why we will or won't in a few moments. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on room, right? And you see how this is a separate space? This is a separate space. Right now, I've got some things I need to do there, obviously. This is a separate space, so it's true. We don't need separator lines there because the storefront wall takes care of itself. But we do need some up here. Let's escape, and do that, okay? So I'm going to need another room separator from here to here. and I'm going to need one from here to here. Okay? Now how am I going to label those spaces? I'm going to come in here. This is 104, and this is vending. This is going to be 105. This is going to be waiting. Then I'm going to label this 106, 107, 108. Whoops, and this will be 109. Okay, notice I'm trying to keep odd numbers to one side and even to another. Okay, depending on where you go, there'll be a different standard for this. Let's talk about this just for a moment. Okay, so we're back and we took a little walk and we discovered why certain spaces were labeled the way they were. And we went even and odd as well. Sometimes we'll put numbers and go in a counterclockwise or clockwise motion, or at times we'll keep them separate as well. So this right here is a corridor. All right. This is a corridor. This is nursing west. This is nursing east. Okay? I'll go ahead and stop the video and let you get caught up, and then we'll talk about a few more things.